There are many ways how you can travel the bikes and the car. You can put it on the back of a car, you can add the rack at the top. Also, you can insert it in the car itself, or just if you have a pickup truck, add it in the back of your pickup. Now, if you have a car which is not that big and it has not enough room to put two bikes inside, as well as would you want to put the rack on this one? Coupe with the rack doesn't sound very fast, I would say. For this reason, I have a bit of different suggestions for you. So let's check it out. The way to transport two bikes with coupe is to use suction cups, and you can fit it in your luggage compartment very easily. The way it works is that you have suction cups, whether it's the rooftop on your car, the glass or the windscreen at the back, you can apply it on any surface. This is Rassine one. It works in a way where you insert the front fork with the existing axle. It has lots of adapters and all that stuff to make sure that your fork fits, so it works with both road bikes and MTB. And at the same time, the rear wheel just inserts in this plate, which is also suction cup spaced. So I'll show you the whole process very easily, and you will see that transporting two bikes is just a matter of 10 minutes or so to put them on top. The first thing which you have to do is to clean the surface. It doesn't have to be ideal, but just to make sure that there are no dust, no particles on top, simply because that way you will make sure that it sticks ideally. Actually, it's just for your peace of mind that no surface will be scratched, nor at the same time it unconnect itself. So just for safety, shall we say. We clean it, and that's kind of the only thing we have to do with the surface. And then it's suction cups. All those 4 suction cups works in the same way, where you push this button and it extracts the air from the underneath of the suction cup. So it just sucks it to the surface. It doesn't require too much effort. You just push it from the top, make sure that it goes at the surface, and it's kind of it. One is already finished. Now we will do the same process for all remaining 4. I have this Rassine for 5 years already, and the only thing which you have to do in order to make sure that this works is to grease a bit those cups, so just to make sure that everything is working smoothly. One thing to showcase as well, you can see that there is white piece on this button, so you push that until it eliminates the whitish part. So it's as simple as that. And if at some point when riding you notice that there is white piece coming out, all you have to do is to put few presses to this and it disappears, and you are off to go. Because I have 2 bikes now to showcase, you can also transport 1 bike. It's just a matter of using either 2 of those or single one. So for now, I will just clean the surface and leave them without attaching, simply because I don't know yet where the real wheel goes, so it will be easier this way. So here I have just a rack to showcase standing the bikes, but basically what you have to do is to connect the pedal. With this Velcro you just connect the pedal to make sure that it doesn't spin, and that way you make sure that the pedal won't touch your rooftop. It's very simple. And then you eliminate the front wheel. The process of putting the bike on top is like probably with any rooftops. Actually, I just realized that the dropper can be put down. So we just take the bike, hold it until we insert the through axle, and as soon as we insert the through axle, we just tighten it like we would normally do. With the rear, it's very simple as well. You just make it straight and you connect this Velcro too. And again, the same thing which I showed with the suction cups at the front. You just push this until the white disappears and it's done. Actually, not actually, because you need to insert these into the calipers just to give you peace of mind that you will not mess up your front brakes. So 1 bike down, 1 other remaining. So we will do the same thing with the Velcro. This scale has Fox fork, so it's a bit easier process to remove that axle. It's great to have where to put all the fundamentals. So I will also insert this in the brake caliper, and we are continue doing the same thing. Probably there is a question for you why these are different. Basically, I just purchased the updated version just to see whether it's better. Actually, the pumps itself are really better than the original ones, but just keep in mind that these are 5 years old. This is like 2 years old, so the pumps itself is better on these new, as well as the fitting, not with Velcro, but with this moving and tightening strap is a bit better, but at the same time, because it's plastic, and if you have any mud on your rim, it can scratch the surface. So keep that in mind. I added some double tape just to make sure that that thing doesn't happen. And probably there are two main questions which everyone asks. So how fast can you go and how safe can you go with this? I can answer to both questions because I have this rack for 5th year already. So how fast you can go? Well, it depends on your balls, but technically I ridden 120, 130 kilometers per hour for prolonged distances with no issues. Normally, I would say 120 kilometers per hour is the way to go at the most, just to make sure that you are safe. The longest distance which I traveled with this rack without doing any manual adjustments to the suction cups was around 450 kilometers to the north side of Latvia. It didn't require any readjustments. If I go for 200 kilometers into the race here in Lithuania, it's completely no problems at all. We have the bikes on the rooftop, they are solid, they are fitted, and we can off to go. But we still have two wheels. What we should do with them? So there are two ways how you can approach this thing. First is that there are separate fitting on your rooftop, so there is just another suction cup of this sort and it holds the wheel. Personally, I don't see a need for it, simply because it's just another bike rack in your luggage compartment. You could also actually just put those wheels in the luggage compartment and that's kind of it, but there are a few things. When there are more than one wheel, they kind of hit each side, the spokes and all the unnecessary noise it can cause. If you are traveling for a longer distance, you have some other stuff in your luggage compartment, and keep in mind it's coupe, so it's not too much space there. For that reason, I have just casual bike wheels luggage from R2 Bike. I bought wheels from them and they gave this as a gift. At the same time, it works as an advertisement for them, so probably it's a good gift money spent on their side. So what you do is you just put those wheels inside. It's a bit bulky the way it is, but at least that way you can put something on top. Of course, if it's not stones, and that way you will survive for sure. Yeah, normally I don't have those with me, but because this was a special occasion, I just took them into the car in order to look cooler. Was it cooler? Let me know. So, with that in mind, bikes are on top. The only thing to do is to travel to your destination and ride bikes. Ciao. And also there is one additional benefit when you ride with two bikes. Actually, even one is enough. No one wants to ride behind you. So they either keep the distance because they don't want your bike to fly on their front and the hood, or they just overspeed and overtake you, like they are afraid that you are going to smash their car. Didn't happen yet, hopefully it won't.